Yo, I like the shirt. Like, what is that?
Hey,
Fat Ninja.
my buddy Congo, he created this clothing brand not too long ago, and I told him I wanted to get down with it because, like, outside the gym, bro, I'm the fattest ninja ever.
Is that really like outside of like camp or something like that? Do you let yourself go a little bit? Do you allow yourself to enjoy life with food?
I never say no to a meal. Honestly, I treat it like if I'm gonna eat this meal today, I'm definitely gonna work it out later.
Uh,
Not necessarily let myself go. We never have like a set camp per se, so but I'm a big fan of food though, for real.
of course, man. Food is like probably a top five list of things in life that you have to enjoy. Um, with what we were just talking about like out of camp, right? Nowadays you don't really see that, right? Even around professional gyms, guys that get too big between fights, right? It's like people are fighters are being more professional year round. Am I wrong about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, because like you get a lot of the short notice opportunities, especially like in my situation, got to be ready at all times. Can never, um, don't know really what to expect, So
Speaking of being ready, man, October 14th, LFA 144. You'll be stepping back into the cage again. You're facing Christian Turner, man. This guy, he has a little bit of hype, right? Like, he hasn't lost a fight in a while. He's young. He's only 20 years old. Like, what do you think of him and his skill set?
Uh, you know, 20 years old, you gotta respect him. He's a young gun. 3-0. I see he's got a lot of fights really fast, which could be either way. So I'm definitely respecting him. Not looking over him. As you can see, a couple weeks, or what was it, last week, the 17-year-old on Dana White's.
Yeah.
It's like, so these young kids that get into these camps and they're learning a lot really quick, kind of like how I am. So, like I said, I'm not looking over him at all. I'm really excited to get back in there. He was he was actually the only person and a lot of people that wanted to take the fight. So, um, really excited, get to test my skills against a taller guy. Like I said, he's younger, so I already know the tenacity he's gonna bring. And I remember when I was 20 years old. So
How were you when you were 20 years old? Like, where were you doing? What were you doing at that time?
bro, I was still in college. I was a college wrestler. I was still making the ranks in that. I think I might have been like a sophomore in college, sophomore and junior in college, but wasn't definitely taking it as serious as I am now. College wrestling. I mean, D2, it wasn't really necessarily a job, so I could like hang back and still kick it with the boys and still party on the weekends. But like now, I treat fighting as a full time job. I can't cut any corners. If I do go out for a weekend, I have to rely on or remember all the consequences that come with that. So I don't even entertain that stuff anymore, bro.
A lot of fighters are starting to do that, man. A lot of fighters are just cutting out everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty good. And you said, when you're 20, you're a sophomore. Was fighting even in your mind at that time?
No, I was still debating on if I wanted to do like the World Series. I mean the World Wrestling. I was in the OTC a lot. I was training with all those guys, going to the World Tournament, and I was honestly kind of debating on chasing that Greco dream. But just seeing like it's just a moral victory with wrestling. So I was seeing guys that I was close friends with, like Joey Davis, making it in Bellator and making big bucks, and Tyrell Fortune, and all these guys starting to switch over. So it was entertaining me, but like not necessarily thinking about fighting.
What pushed you over the edge to get into fighting?
But I was ranked number one in the country my senior year. Um, but in Division 2, you have to like place top four in regionals to make it to nationals. And I just got the number one seed in the country, um, and I shit the bed at regionals. Ended up not placing. I took fifth. I think they still placed to sixth, but like I said, top four go to nationals. And that next Monday, I just went to the gym. My friends suggested maybe try some jujitsu just to play around with, and it's crazy because the first day I was in the gym, they were like, "Oh, you're a really good wrestler. This guy, you should jump in the cage with him and just get around him." And he spin it back, kicked me to the gut, and like I don't know, just getting dropped for the first time to the body, not necessarily to the head, but just it clicked. It made something switch in me, like, oh, I should try this more. So I just kept going and going to the gym.
Wow, getting dropped made you want to go to the gym again. That's pretty wild, man.
Cause
Because
like I was at the
yesterday,
top, bro. I was at the top
yeah,
of wrestling. You know, you kind of figure that you're the best, and then to get humble, it was good.
yeah, for sure. I went to sparring yesterday and I got hit with some heavy body shots and got dropped actually myself. It doesn't hurt today, but yesterday it hurt like a mother. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. I had to stop it. Like chill, chill. You know what I mean? But
Nah, body
yeah,
shots. That's I take my I like you go to the body with me. If I heard Justin Gaethje say like if you could drop me to the body, $500. So ever since that first one, I kind of like try to treat my stomach like a turtle shell. You know, take
yeah.
everything.
Your last fight, man, in June, you got the first round stoppage, but you were coming off, your first setback. How did you handle the first setback?
I think it was at the right time, um, and the way it happened. I think it was great for me in my career for learning experience. I was beating guys with a lot of wrestling at the gym, and I didn't really take jujitsu so seriously. Like my wrestling would just overpower people. And taking that loss, it definitely made me respect jujitsu more. And like with anything in life, like if I have a fallback or if I have a setback like that, like I definitely want to um, go back and learn everything about it. Like it just made me become a student to the game even more. I stopped worrying about striking so much, and I was going to different gyms and getting different training and trying different open mats and just getting as many looks in it as possible. And like I was still a white belt, you know, like and I took on a black belt. And well, I mean, I wasn't a white belt, I was a blue belt, but I mean, you still get the concept of it. Like
Yeah.
in those beginner stages, and now it's like I want to be the most well-rounded fighter there is, so I have to learn everything, you know. So I think it was good for me.
Fighters, they're very good at like bottling up emotion, ahead of fights, training in camp, and then they fight and then they get the result that they want, and then that emotion comes out. Did that come out after the last fight, after you got the stoppage?
Not so much. I felt like I wanted to do more in that fight. I think the knee just landed so perfectly. It was a good cut. But it was a lot more that I wanted to showcase. You know, Riley was a black belt on the ground as well. So I was ready for that exchange. You know, but on the feet, I think it was good for me. I think, but I'm ready to get back in there. There's still so much more that we've been working on that I want to showcase. So yeah,
Where have you been splitting your time for this camp?
I train full time at Factory X. Coach Mark Montoya,
Yeah.
and all the guys there. Jiu-jitsu, same.
Mhm.
I do a couple open mats here or there, jumping, dropping, fees, a little bit all around the city. So I don't want to like drop names or anything,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
mainly all of my training here. Um,
Mhm.
we have everything that we really need underneath the building. You know, I treat Brandon Royval. He's like um, my sensei when it comes to the groundwork. You know, he's
Mhm.
such a ninja on the ground. So there's nothing that him or Alex Hernandez or any of these black belts in our gym. Yusuf Zalal has a crazy ground game that
Yeah.
a lot of people don't really like. They don't understand yet, but they will. You know, so
Yeah, there's nothing to say about Factory X, man. Like we know what Factory X offers and brings to the table. We've seen it, right? And
yes.
open mats, man, going around the city and just like dropping in. Like me, like I get anxiety if I do that stuff, like because I don't know what's there. But for a fighter, I feel like
Let's
it's like,
go. It's my
but for
roommate.
a fighter, like what's your like mentality for doing that? Like for going out and like going and grappling people, you have no idea who they are.
My roommate, she kind of helped me come over that anxiety. You know, she's there's not a lot of women at Factory X, and so she goes out and travels to find those roles with girls, and so just tagging along with her, and then just being a friend, because jujitsu is a friendly sport. It's not like we're coming out here and trying to heel hook and tear people's legs apart, but it's like just trying to. I've also been trying to spread my name and spread my brand. So like I'm not a guy that just wants to be like, oh, this is everything I learned from this person. Like I want to go out and learn more and dip my toes in different environments. And one thing is like I've been sitting on my tripod and like asking people, yo, can I record this role? And like just trying to work on different things in there and like becoming friends all around the city. So it's honestly really cool.
You've had TKO finishes, submissions, decision wins. What do you expect against Christian Turner?
Um, I think I'm gonna go in here and definitely get a. I don't want to say first round finish, but I'm gonna be looking for the finish right away. I want to see what he has. Like I said earlier, he has 3 fights in the last 3 months, and I honestly don't think he has a lot of experience in the cage, and had someone that's really gonna actually come after him and fight him. So I want to see what he has. If it takes a second round finish, I don't really care. I don't want to put my sights on it. I just want to go out here and fight, showcase my skills, and push the pressure, push the pace on this guy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like when you go in there, you dump him on his back and dump him on his back and dump. Can he get back up? Can he get back up again and again? That's the thing that I feel like will be interesting in this fight if you actually go in there and wrestle against him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If I take him down, I've listened to some interviews of him. I've heard him fight. I've watched him fight, and it seems like I just started this stuff. I'm only a year and a half in, and it's like, bro, I've been wrestling longer than you've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact, if I take him down, he's not gonna get up. And so like I'm still wanting to learn more on my feet. So my coach always tells me, trust your striking, don't abandon your wrestling. And so just keep going off of that and just adding to my game. I'm learning some spinning stuff and throwing some elbows now. I'm watching all these guys throw these knees. So it's like you gotta worry about my wrestling, and that's gonna make my striking just open up even more.
For sure, man. Are you looking at it one fight at a time, or do you feel like, okay, a year from now, I want to be here. This is where my end goal is for 2023.
I'm definitely waiting for that contract. I'm waiting for some in the higher ups. But right now I just gotta take it one fight at a time. I think that's my biggest fight right now is the fight with patience. And I read this book a couple months back. And I always read it again. It's Russ's book. It's all in your head. Get out your way. Fuck the win, bro. Like it's gonna happen. It's not if, it's when. But in the meantime, I'm just staying focused, doing what I gotta do every day. I wake up with 24 hours. How can I use those 24 hours and keep pushing? So.
For sure, man. October 14th, LFA 144, South Dakota, of all places, South Dakota. Jacobi, appreciate the time. All the best in the fight.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.